Being an artist is a solo path. I just strongly feel that way. In my last video, I was talking about how art styles are pretty much based on authenticity. It's unless you're faking it and, trying to construct a certain art style or a certain, unless you're making it up, which to me that's not real. That's not really an art style. That's something else. Your art style is based on the real you. And all these videos that I'm doing, they all tie together. I think sometimes we can kind of look at all these different things and assume, they're all just sort of separate. Like, my art style is one thing, my personality is another thing, my success or business side of me is one thing, my personal life. No, it's all tied together as one. All these things matter. All these things feed off each other. I think, like I was saying, being an artist is a solo path. And forget the group. You shouldn't be a part of a group. That shouldn't be a thing you want. In one of the earlier videos, I said, that's not really, I don't think, no. Now I'm just fully saying it. Being a group, fuck the group. That will only hurt you. And I strongly feel this way. It can look good. It can seem like being a part of a group is the way to go, or power in numbers, or whatever you might assume. But to me, as an artist, that's the last thing you should want. Because this goes back to another one of my videos. I think being an artist, there's only one slot for you. You shouldn't be even, they shouldn't exist to you, in a way. Listen. Sometimes people, I think they take everything I'm saying literally. Like, there's a message I'm trying to say. Like, read between the lines. So just listen to the video and hopefully you'll get what I'm saying. You shouldn't be even worrying about them. That shouldn't be a thing you want. Because, as I was saying with the art style thing, it should all be based on authentically what comes from you. When you're part of a group, you have to do what they say. If you're with the group and you all of a sudden want to kind of do your own thing, or you don't agree, but now you're the weird one. Now that's a problem. You have to just do what the group says. That's death for an artist. No, you should be. Maybe you think this sounds extreme, but no, I disagree. And that doesn't mean you don't have friends, or you don't dabble in groups of people, but when you just join up with a group and this is the way to go, I really think that's a bad idea. We should all be on our own unique individual paths. Of course, we can help each other, but when you go with what the group said, with what the group is doing, you all kind of have to think the same. You all kind of have to, and then even if you join the group, it's never enough. Like, you're not enough like them. This way of thinking it manifests itself amongst groups, all different groups. I've noticed this. And for an artist, that's the last thing you should want. Really, you should look at this as a positive. We're not meant to be in these groups. We're meant to be doing our own thing. And like another thing, speaking of success, I think when at the end of the day you're being yourself, this is the other thing with the group and success. You have to make all these compromises most of the time, because if you're part of the group, like I was saying, you kind of have to adhere to what the status quo is, what we all believe, even things that aren't quite being said. You'll notice as soon as you start to veer off from that, you'll begin to feel like an outsider amongst this group. And I'm putting that in quotes. You're not allowed to be an individual. You're not allowed to have your own point of view or your own nuanced take on things. You just have to do more or less what everyone else, you have to agree with them or pretend to agree with them. You're not allowed to be your own person. And that's what artists are. They have their own taste. They have their own unique vision. So being a part of a group is the opposite of that. You should avoid groups, avoid trying to please people. If you have to, this all ties together, like I was saying. If you have to manipulate what you do and alter and be fake, and you have to, is it really worth it? Is it really worth it to draw in a way that you don't like? Be not yourself. Fake your personality. Fake everything you're into. Be around people you don't actually want to be around. It's not really worth it at the end of the day when you look at it like that. When you're actually just being your real self, like even with these YouTube videos, they're not perfect. I'm just being completely myself, for better or for worse. This is authentically me. I have to somewhat get in the mood to do a video, but outside of that, this is me. I don't really know why my personality matters, but that's another topic. But when you're being yourself, doing everything authentically and just, this is really me. This is really my personality. This is really my art. You're gonna, what matters more than any kind of monetary success is your peace of mind. That matters more than anything. Well, than most things. If you have to sacrifice that to get what's not even that much money, what's the point? You're just like I said in the last video, you're just like this mix of weirdness, and you don't even know who you are anymore, just so that you can make it. And I'm just not doing that. That's not worth it. So I know that everything I just said probably sounds like a crazy mix of things. Hopefully you're able to follow along with that, but let me try to summarize that. What I'm saying is, being in groups, and not even groups, just thinking about what other people think. Most artists don't even start because they're just concerned with, is this good enough? Are people gonna like it? You know what? I'm so far behind. I'm not even gonna start. And it's because you're fixated on outside things. When you're on your own path, you zone that out. It shouldn't matter. Stop thinking about what other people think. Stop thinking if people even like your art or dislike your art. Stop thinking if they like you. And I think when we're younger, we can't help but do this to some extent. But eventually it comes to a point where you just have to say, I'm done with all that. Like, this is me. It's more worth it to just be my true self all the way around, in every way. And wherever the chips fall, that's what it is. And at least I can sleep at night. I can be at peace knowing I wasn't just this fake person that did whatever they could to, like, instead of putting effort into that, put it into your actual craft. Like, actually put it, for years. Well, I'm not going to say that. That's going to ruffle some feathers. But, I'll just say this. I've witnessed people put so much effort into trying to appease the right people, trying to be in the right friend group, trying to have the right opinion. All this energy sunk into nonsense. When you really should, like I said, be minding your own business, putting it in your actual art, and that will hopefully, outside of, promoting and meeting people in a genuine way, that is what you should be doing. That's what you should be focused on. Don't be worried about being a part of these groups. I mean, in the short term, you might get these little things, these little opportunities. Because I think sometimes people think of it that way. If I get a part of that group, if I can kind of just weasel my way into that, because I've witnessed it, whether it's done authentically or not. I've noticed people become a part of these groups, or they in one way or another, they become friends with the right people, in quotes, and then suddenly they have these jobs, because like I said, people hire their friends. It's in the short term, I guess that's worth it, but again, now you're basically, you have to do what the group says now. Now you're stuck to that. The second you disobey, you're out of the group. Now you're left to square one. Maybe even less than what you were before. Because now, if you just stayed on the authentic path, people might have given you an opportunity based on your work. And then you would have went along on your path from there and just continued. But since it was based on something else, that's where you start running into trouble. That's where you start running into potential. It should be all based on your skill. Like I said, not 100%, but largely it should be based on what you can actually do. Not, I'm this cool, charismatic guy, or I have all the right opinions, I have all the right interests. I was at the right, party after a convention. That's all bullshit. You know it is. You know that if you get somewhere based on that, because I've even had little things happen based on just happening to know someone, and say what you want, but that almost pissed me off secretly, because I'm like, well, you just gave me that because you know me and I guess you kind of like me, and I didn't appear like a completely crazy person. Why did that fucking matter? Like, I was perfectly capable before. You were well aware of my work. And not that I'm owed anything. I'm just saying, why did it take that? But this path I'm talking about, it's not necessarily the easy one. But I think long term, this is the way you should be going. More so than not. Don't get lost in what I'm saying. Like, don't take it 100% literal. Like I said, doesn't mean don't meet people. Doesn't mean don't make friends. Doesn't mean just put your head down and never look up and just draw into a corner where no one will ever see your work. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think usually we kind of know when we're doing something in a genuine way. With these groups or these certain friendships, a lot of times you end up having to fake who you are or hide who you really are. or aspects of you just to even stick around for the chance at something, that will eat away at your soul. That's not the way to be. I strongly believe the people that do that long term, they're going to crumble. That doesn't work. You're just going to fall to pieces, because I don't know. I think the average person, if you're just doing what's actually real, at least you can sit with yourself and go, you know what? I didn't fake anything. I didn't try to kiss ass. I didn't try to fake my personality or fake my art style because, notice this trend's happening. Let me just start doing art like that. So, I don't know. This all kind of hit me at once that all these things they all tie together. And I think, in my opinion, being an artist it's a solo thing, and not in a bad way. That doesn't mean you're alone. That doesn't mean you can't have friends or that you can't meet people. I said this. What it means is you should be yourself always. Why should you have to fake anything? You shouldn't. If what you are isn't enough, then whatever you thought you were going to get isn't worth it. It wasn't for you anyway. Forget it. Keep going on your path. Like, we should all just, anyone can be a garbage man. Anyone can be a delivery guy or a waitress and I'm not trying to belittle those things. I'm just saying there's a reason why those jobs are easy to get. Only you can be the artist that you are. And how you get there is being yourself. Stop trying to appease other people. Stop trying to listen to other people's opinions. You shouldn't listen to anyone, not even me. There are all these rules out there that everyone just kind of assumes and nods their head and assumes, oh yeah, this is the real, this is the way things are. This is how everything should be. But I think you should question all of it. Question all of it. Make your own rules. Go by your own path. That's the way. I think these rules, and I'm just speaking in general, they're just guidelines. They're not meant to be, I better listen to these, I can't change those. So you're boxing yourself in again. Don't do that. Just, you're on your own island. And that doesn't mean you can't travel to someone else's island. But when you get to their island, you're going to have something cool. You're going to have some really unique, interesting art over time. And it'll continue to change. And that's a good thing. When you're in a group or you're constantly looking around at what other people are doing and trying to think, like, how do I fit in? How do I, what's popular right now? How do I, that's all wrong. That's all wrong. It's not authentic. It's fake. And you know it is. Even if you get there doing that, you're not going to be happy. You're not. Maybe in the short term, but, one of my dreams, still, I'm a huge Batman fan. Always have been since I was like 4 or 5 years old. It's one of the things I want to do, even though I know, 1, it'll more than likely never happen. But 2, I also know working for these corporations, DC Comics at this point, it's really not. Unless you're on like the main book and you're like the main artist, doing some little backup story or cover even, it's not everything you're expecting it to be. It's really not. You're just going to get paid and that's the end of the day and okay, cool, I guess. all you did was you got the approval from somebody who finally thought you were good enough, or finally thought, okay, I guess we'll give this guy a chance. But, there's the kid in me that never really fully let that go. I'm just being fully honest. I'd be thrilled if I got the email, yeah, we want you to do this cover or something. But the point is, if I continued to look and see, what are the last few Batman artists look like? Or, who's writing Batman right now? How about I try to talk to them? Or, let me, this editor who I think knows this other editor is going to be at this after party. Let me go there and then you get it. It's even less satisfying. It's all based on nonsense. So it's not worth it. You should just do your thing. You put out little, if anything, like I just did. Hey, I'm just putting it out in the universe. I'd like to do that. But I'm not begging for it. If it never happens, it doesn't matter. Who cares? It's not really gonna... it's not really about that. It's just one thing I'd like to do. But if I do get it or don't, I'm still being myself. I'm still doing my art style. I'm doing the stuff I want to do. And that's what should matter. You'll be able to sleep at night. You'll be able to... Maybe the thing that comes to you naturally isn't getting you that far. Like I said in my last video, things can change. You just have to keep going. That the success shouldn't really matter. And we could go deep into that too, but I'm sure I just pissed off at least 100 people with this one, but I don't really care anymore. That's where I'm at right now. I don't even care. You just stop caring after a while. And so yeah, let me know what you think about this. Am I just way off? Am I an asshole? Say whatever you want. You don't need to be disrespectful, but because you'll just get banned if you do that. But it's open for discussion. It's open for opinions. What am I not thinking? What do you think about this? And yeah, I'll just see you in the next one.